welcome to the Stina Show. Today's episode is on Friday because of schedule conflicts, but I'm very happy that my really good friend Michaelle Fiore is joining. Don't mind the noise in my house. I'm home visiting for the holidays. Hey, Michelle. Welcome, Michaelle Fiore, visual and tattoo artist. I see you, Shelley. Hello.
Hi.
Hey, Shell. Look how nice.
How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good. You're very pink.
Thank you. Can you see me? No, just kidding. Now you can. How you doing?
I'm good. Swang by the shop today to start getting ready to reopen on Monday, so that's cool.
It was your first day back in a long time, or?
I was in there a few weeks ago to like check on inventory and stuff, but it's the first time that I've been back with like most of the staff there, so.
How did it feel?
It's weird, man. 4 months of not working after you spend pretty much every day in this space with the same people, you know? So,
It's like a new adventure awaits.
Yeah.
Your hair looks so nice, Shell. I'm like, who is she?
Oh, thank you.
Did you go to the salon? No, not yet.
I had a friend who is a professional do my hair.
You gotta know people these days.
Yeah. It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Damn you, Salazar. So let's jump into a little background info. You and I met at FIT, which is a Fashion Institute of Technology in Manhattan, which is known for art and business. You were going for art. I was going for business. And I approached you at the lunch table, right? Is that what happened?
Yes.
And you were like, who is this nut job? And then it's been 11 years since, right? I think.
Yeah. 2008 it was. 12 years.
Oh my God.
For August.
Oh my God. Happy anniversary. Almost. So you're a visual and tattoo artist and you do illustration. How would you label yourself?
I generally just say that I am a tattoo artist and a surrealism painter.
Surrealism, that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, because the next question when I say that I'm an artist or a painter is, what kind of art do you make? And I'm like, oh, I do surrealism. Because it's kind of hard to define exactly what type of stuff that I make. Unless you see it, you're like, oh, okay, I get it. You know?
That's true. Surreal is a good word. That's a good, figured your theme out. That's awesome.
Yeah, lots of dreamscapes, a lot of things that don't exist, mixed with things that do exist. You know, things of that nature.
Aliens and
extraterrestrial.
Extraterrestrial.
Lots of patterns and colors and fun stuff.
And also spiritual. What are those flower of life kind of images?
Yeah, got a little bit of spirituality mixed in there as well.
See. So as when you were a child, did you know you were going to be an artist?
I mean, it was one of those things where it's just something that I always gravitated towards. And I was lucky enough to have a lot of supportive people around me who were like, oh, well, she seems like I tried to do like a bunch of different things, but I was incredibly clumsy. I was like not a very graceful child. I didn't really like sports because I would always get hurt when I played sports. So I would try to like keep it to a point where, when they gave us the option to go outside to play gym or to stay inside and do arts and crafts, I was like, I'll stay inside and do arts and crafts so I don't injure myself. And yeah, it was one of those.
My sister said hello below.
Hello.
Hello. So it's one of those things that kind of protected you in a way as well.
And, and then, when you get older and you're more aware of your environment, it's kind of like a nice escape or a nice outlet and stuff like that. So I was always like drawing comic books and like, pictures with my cousins. I went to a middle school and majored in art. So I've been I've been painting since I was 11 years old. I was taught, just like a bunch of different color and art theory at a pretty young age. And I was doing like, I would like draw things for people's binders to like put inside, and like I would charge them like 10 cents for it. So I had the like Illustrator like hustle thing going on. So like, but the thing is, it's like it always stuck with me. I would always make art. That's the one consistent thing that I've like kept throughout my entire life, is that it's just like a compulsion. It's always something that I did, and I never really thought about it until like I was like 18 and I had to decide like what I was going to do for like college or after high school. So yeah.
That's awesome. So it's your through line.
Yeah.
My mom said hi, birthday buddy. March 14th, Pisces, babes.
Hey.
Pi Day, right? We'll get more in depth with the coolness of that day. That's cool. So, did you have who were some of your inspirations growing up, and who are some of them now?
When I was growing up, my main inspiration, like the person who kind of like saw potential in me and like really pushed me, was an art teacher that I had in middle school. She was this awesome Jewish woman from Long Island who was just like, she
represent.
She didn't take any of my shit, and she was just like, because I was a smart ass kid. I was like a very troubled child and teenager and youth. So she was like, I don't care. Like she knew how to like feed it back to me and be like, yeah, but like, why don't you do this instead? And like she knew how to like really get in there, and like that's how I got interested in surrealism, was because we were learning about Frida Kahlo and Salvador Dali and Impressionism with Vincent van Gogh. Like I had to replicate Starry Night in colored pencils when I was like 13 years old. So it's like I really had a strong foundation thanks to this woman, and she really pushed me, and she like, she like kind of like brought the horse to water. And yeah, so surrealism has definitely always been a big inspiration, like since like my fundamental years. Salvador Dali, Frida Kahlo, they're both surrealism painters, and I think the thing that resonates with me the most with that is I'm also very much fascinated with the human psyche and with dreams, and I'm a pretty bad insomniac, so
I know that.
Sleep is just a very interesting concept to me because I don't get to experience it.
You and I are the complete opposites with sleep. It's very interesting.
Yeah, so
it's weird how we're connected like that.
Yeah, but it's something fascinating to me. So even to this day, now I have a lot more tattoo artists that are inspiring to me. But in terms of like visual artists, Mark Ryden's a big one. Alex Gray is definitely a big one.
I love him.
Yeah, there's who else? I forget. It's interesting because now I get Instagram handles mixed up with people's names. But yeah, there's a few people in the like lowbrow and surrealism realm, and visionary art too. I'm very interested in a lot of visionary artwork. It's very uplifting and stuff to just like look at and lose yourself in. So yeah.
Nice. Very nice. I can't wait till things get back to normal and we could maybe go see Alex Gray's. What does he have up there?
Cosm. It's like
Cosm.
Yeah, it's essentially like a community for visionary art and artists and stuff like that. So.
And people could just go up there?
Yeah, you can go up there. They're trying to build like a building that will essentially serve as a museum and exhibition center, like, for that. But you can see some of him and his wife's pieces, like, in the
Allison, right?
Yeah, in the main place that they have now. So
cool.
yeah.
One day that'll be our little escape from COVID.
Yeah, it's in New York, so it's upstate.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Saying hi to the folks. Thank you for joining, everyone. Again, Michaelle Fiore, tattoo artist, lover,
Dancer,
extraordinaire. So what did you study at FIT again?
I studied illustration.
Illustration. And what were some of your biggest takeaways from that?
Something that our professors said straight off the bat was that a bunch of you who graduate aren't going to actually end up being illustrators. So they basically wanted to prepare us to go out and utilize our skills and talents and things that we learned to make us contenders in the workforce. So the interesting thing about the point where I went to school was that it was moving from traditional to digital. So we had a lot of the like traditional foundation classes like life drawing, oil painting, things of that, color theory, things of that nature. But then we also had like Photoshop classes and Illustrator classes. We had to take business classes to learn how to negotiate contracts and things of that nature. So that's definitely helped me a lot because after I graduated school, I do a lot of freelance work on the side just because people at this point are aware that that's something that I do and something that I offer. So I've gotten myself out of a lot of potential trouble by being able to properly draft a contract and protect my assets. And if I didn't go to school, it would have been, I might have been able to figure it out, but it definitely streamlined the process and made it a lot easier to know how to go about doing certain things. So
without getting taken advantage of and
yeah.
And how that's so cool. You make me realize how good FIT was because they were so far ahead of the curve. We learned social media then when it first started. I joined Instagram a month after it started because of FIT, essentially.
Yeah.
It's cool. They're the best, you know?
Yeah, it's a great school.
I mean, it's not easy to get into, but we did it. Hey.
And graduated.
And graduated.
Yeah.
So, what is this pregnancy article I saw you write?
Oh, that was for this beauty website called Birdie. They do a lot of different kind of like, you know, beauty articles, like different like cosmetic things for women. And I was asked by one of the writers to answer a bunch of questions on, you know, how to go about getting tattooed if you're pregnant. Ask, and like people sometimes feel uncomfortable going into shops and asking questions because it's such like an uncharted territory that you know, people aren't sure what is okay and not to ask. But yeah, that was pretty much that.
Wait, Shelly, is your Wi-Fi on? If you can, shut your Wi-Fi off because it's cutting out a little bit.
Of course it is.
I'm holding on, Shell.
I'm not even at my house. I'm having Wi-Fi problems. Oh my god.
Wait. You're on your phone?
What service do you have, man? Because you never miss a lick with
AT&T. But I know that when I
And
shut
on
my
my phone,
Wi-Fi
yes.
off, it has less issues, so I don't know. Shell. You want to turn it back on? Okay.
No. Hello.
Hello.
You hear?
Jump off and come back. That's my best solution.
Oh, like
All
hang
right?
up?
Yeah.
You're like,
Hang up and come back. No, not physically. So, sometimes people have technical difficulties. And lately we've been having a lot, actually. I had Verizon and AT&T yesterday. It was wild. Okay. Yes, Shelly. Welcome back, Shell. Hello.
hello.
Shelly.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. But then you're freezing again. Is there another space you can go? Maybe near a... It's shoddy. Maybe can you go near a door or something? We're having trouble, Shell. We're having trouble, Shell. I'm losing you. Shell. Yeah, go find a spot. Go find a spot.
Hello.
It's all right. We got time.
I can't.
You have to go outside. I think it's raining over here.
Yeah, I'm in your neck of the woods, man.
I know. Wow. Are you going outside?
Yes, so.
Well, wherever the router is, I would assume you go closer to the router.
You would assume I was literally 5 feet away from the router. It started
Really? All right, so now you're on your
Hello.
non-Wi-Fi. It was so good for a minute. Like, what happened? So
I did to use a phone to do something. And
all for technology, right? We do everything for technology. Look at you.
Why? Oh, fuck, man.
They say no. Yeah, so I guess let's do what we can for now.
Yeah, and when you need it to work.
Are you in?
They try to working fine now, so.
Hey, Mama Fiore. Hey, Ria.
This is horseshit, man. The service dropped, and then I went.
You gonna jump off?
I guess.
All right.
I told you.
All right. Good luck.
This is.
Okay, so Michelle is having technical difficulties, as you can see. And yeah, there have been outages in Long Island and Nassau County, specifically with Verizon, AT&T. I don't know if anyone else has been having outages, but we have, and for the people who like cable, it's a tough time. And I like the internet, but I don't need it every second, thank God. So Michelle is fixing her stuff. But yeah, Michelle and I went to college together, and she's done 2 tattoos on me. One love with the word love, and one with a smiley face with the tongue sticking out on my ankle. And the love is on my ribs. She's awesome. And she started back work today. And so we're going to wait for her to come back. Hi, Lewis. Hi, everyone. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. She'll be back. She works in Queens if you want a tattoo from her. She's taking bookings now. And she, as she said, she does more surreal art, like Salvador Dali, like the melting clock and things to that nature. And oh, my mom was talking to me. So I'm home visiting. I'm usually in Albany, thankfully, doing a Navy gig, helping out as a first responder, which is pretty cool. Thankful for that job. What else? Let's see. So Michelle's going to show us some artwork when she gets back. Here she goes. Hello, Shelly. Welcome back. You know why we're waiting for her to come on? I'll show you her cool shirt she made. Michelle made this shirt. Oh, my nickname for Michelle is Shelly. This is cool, right? Pi sign, because March 14th, 314, 3.14. You coming, Shell? Where you at? Okay, you can't join yet, it says. Michelle, my bell. Okay, here we go. Let's try this again. It's unable to join. I mean, honestly, everybody, I just saw lightning and thunder. I think there are outages. It's all right. If we have to do this again next week, that'll be cool. But yeah, look how cool her shirt is. And if you go to her handle, which is m.fiore. Hi, Karen. Let's try this again. Let's try this again. Come on, Michelle. Come on, Michelle. Come on.
Why?
Don't move. Don't move. Okay. I see you. It looks good. Welcome back to the Matrix.
Hi.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Do not move, Shell. Move, Shell.
All right,
So after going out into the storm and coming back rejuvenated.
Getting locked out of the house.
Getting locked out of the house. And we were on that adventure with you.
Yeah,
that
always.
was wonderful. Always in it. All right, so we were talking about the pregnancy article.
Yeah.
So you wrote that.
I was interviewed to ask questions about how to go about getting tattooed if you're pregnant, and basically the general consensus is don't do it, just wait. It puts your body under so much stress naturally that you're likely to kick your body into a fever after a long tattoo session. So if you're pregnant, I don't see how putting yourself at the risk of getting a fever would be helpful to you or your child. So probably just don't do it. Just wait 9 months. You got one shot to deliver a healthy baby, and have your whole life to get tattooed. That tattoo will be on you for the rest of your life, and the child will also be with you for the rest of your life.
A safe journey. That's cool.
Yeah, you want that baby to be healthy.
Healthy babies. My sound is funny, but festival appearances.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorites? I'm gonna take my audio out. Can you hear me okay?
I can.
Hello? Ugh, my sound is funny now. No.
I should have just went to your house.
I know. What happened? Yeah, you're so close.
I should have just went to your house.
Okay, I'm hanging up. Come back in 1 second. All right. Here. Hello, welcome back to the Stina Show, part 2 of Michaelle Fiore, because there's storms and technical difficulties. What can you do about Mother Nature, huh? So, Michaelle Fiore, tattoo artist, there she goes. Hello. All right. Hey, Sharon.
Hi.
Hi.
Perhaps the third time will be the charm.
Let's pray, Sharon. Okay. So you hear me okay?
I hear you loud and clear, my friend.
Okay. Because I have a feedback, but I'm going to have to talk over it. Okay. Festival appearances, favorite festivals, and memorable experiences.
So the most recent festival that I painted at was Gem and Jam in Tucson, Arizona, back at the end of January, beginning of February, before COVID took over. It was my first time out in Arizona. It happens in conjunction with the Gem and Mineral Show, so there's like hundreds of gemstone vendors down there at the same time, people buying things, people selling things. It was really interesting to experience because a lot of my friends do it, but I'm just aware of it because they do it. I'm not like particularly an enthusiast, but yeah, it was cool to see. It was cool to be a part of, and there's a lot of good music. They had over like 50 live painters, so there was like a bunch of like really, really talented people throwing out murals, and they had a gallery that was featured, and they had a auction. A bunch of the proceeds were going to charity to end hunger. It was like for like a food drive essentially, so that was pretty cool.
That is
it was for a good cause. It wasn't like, you know, so it was nice. It was a good time. My favorite one that I've painted at ever though was Envision Festival in Costa Rica. They put together a it's like a 4-day event in the jungle in Uvita, Costa Rica, and it's on the shoreline, so you're able to go to the beach during the day, and you're camping in the jungle. So there's like howler monkeys screaming at night and stuff like that. Like they have all these different permaculture and wellness classes. They have like a separate area just designated for yoga. So there's like 5 yoga classes going on at like any given moment for like the majority of the festival. All the food's organic. It's like locally sourced and stuff like that. So it's like, and the music is awesome. They have a separate gallery like just for the live painters and stuff like that for people to display their work. There's people painting all over. There's performers all over the place. You could take day trips to a waterfall and swim. Like,
is that real life?
Yeah, it was amazing. It was so beautiful, and there's just like you know, there's just like there's wildlife everywhere. There's animals everywhere. The locals are super nice. I'm not sure if all of them are, you know, kosher with all the activities going on, but you know, anyone that I've interacted with out there has been more. It's been pretty cool, but yeah.
What's it called?
That was
again?
my favorite. That Envision Festival.
Envision. That's so cool. It sounds amazing.
Yeah.
So where do you work now?
Now I work at a shop called Beaver Tattoo in Woodhaven, New York. It's in Queens. It's right off of the Woodhaven Boulevard J train stop.
What is it called? Beaver?
Yes.
Beaver Tattoo Woodhaven. I'm typing it out. Woodhaven. And how long have you been there for?
I've been there in a year since April.
You like it there?
Yeah, it's nice. It's an all-female shop. Fact.
Try to pin this. How do I pin this shit? There we go. All females.
Yep.
That's how they got the name there, huh?
Yeah, it's my boss has a sense of humor. But yeah,
Cool.
it's nice because a lot of people, they prefer to get tattooed by a female, especially other women. Like if it's in an intimate spot, they prefer to get tattooed by a female artist rather than a male. So, you know, it's nice to have that option available.
Yeah, that is nice. That's a great way to look at it too. Let me see. What are your thoughts? I'll just ask. What are your thoughts on the current global situation? Are you okay? How you doing? What are you doing? Who are you doing?
I have a lot of things and thoughts and feelings towards a lot of different situations, but I think now this is my silver lining nonsense creeping in here, but I think a lot of the things that are going on currently are very important and need to happen. Positive changes never happen by being comfortable. And that has a lot to do with the pandemic. It has a lot to do with a lot of the social and civil things that we're seeing put into light currently. So I think a lot of this had to happen. A lot of people are like, oh, it's so extreme and it's so crazy and scary, but you know, there's been a lot of other times in history where a lot scarier things have happened, and we haven't had the privilege of internet access prior to that. So we're very lucky because the internet is this catalyst that allows us to stay connected. It allows us to stay informed. So if you're being ignorant, it's by choice. It's not, oh, well, I live in this area and it's so separate from everything. Everyone is connected. Everyone has the same access to information available. If you seek it, you're going to find it. So I think that that's a wonderful thing. Like, even a lot of people have felt very isolated during self-isolation, but you're able to, have interactions like this, like FaceTime interactions, or even text or email, and you're able to have access to people that you normally wouldn't. So it's definitely soothing for a lot of different reasons that we wouldn't have had in the past, where you have to like ride your horse for 30 days to see your aunts and get milk from their goats or whatever.
So your Aunt Clara.
Yeah, Aunt Clara, I need some milk from my family.
And that's it. Yeah. That's all we eat or drink.
But yeah,
yeah.
To add on to that, I think that we need reform across the board with our government, with the justice system, with the distribution of wealth and healthcare, and we handle our situations with people who don't like us. Like, everyone is a human being that's deserving of a good and happy life, So it's about time all of these things happen. So we could be the last generation that this was even a conversation. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, that's a blessing, yeah.
That's my goal, but it doesn't happen overnight, but
yeah. But eventually, yeah. My mom, earlier my mom was saying, she doesn't want to be around to see the Mad Max reality. I said, none of us are going to be around for that,
We'll get to that point because we're too civilized at this point. The very little destruction and violence that you saw is nothing. It's nothing compared to living in a country that has an actual fucking war zone happening. You know what I mean? Like, we're soft.
Right.
Like, we're not going to experience like that. So
that's true. Other countries do, though. You're right.
Dude, fucking Middle East, man. Little kids experiencing, you're walking home from school and you never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, right. And they're trained. I remember that Angelina Jolie movie, the father one. They killed my father. First, they killed my father. Uh, I think that's what it was called. The kids are trained to be in warfare at a young age. It's so wild.
And our children were like, here's your iPad, here's some headphones because it's too loud, some noise canceling headphones. Like, come on.
I know we're very spoiled, and that's why people are having a hard time with reality and the news, because they're comfortable and they're complacent, and who doesn't want to be comfortable? Everyone wants to be comfortable, but it's not reality.
Yeah,
but these rich spoiled people don't know better, but it's time that they wake up.
Yeah, everyone wake up.
Right, together.
Yeah, together.
Let's get together. So, all right. So, we could have a whole conversation about this, which we do offline. We talk about it through text a lot. And we show up to the protests, We do our part, but I'm sidetracked. So. Do your part, mother. Arrest the cops that killed Breonna Taylor.
Yes.
I say it every day on my Instagram story, and it's so unbelievable. Oh, what's a good thing? That Jeffrey Epstein woman got arrested. You heard that?
There's a lot of swamp draining happening. The music industry, the tattoo industry, the entertainment industry. I think I said that. I mentioned music, yeah. Politicians, hopefully, it's good.
It's good.
Change that's needed. Like, people, it doesn't matter if you make no money or you're a fucking billionaire. You need to be held accountable for your actions. That's it. That's the end of it. You're a man, probably even more so, but, women as well. Everyone needs to be held accountable for their actions. Actions have consequences. When you're a child, you learn that when you touch the stove. Don't touch the stove and you won't have to worry about it.
It's strange, though, how money has become this way of shielding these people from consequence. But I guess it's happening now, right? The awakening.
Yeah.
Thank you, God.
Perhaps.
So you're the man. You're the woman, man. You're the non-binary energy. You're the he, him, her, they, we. They. You're the they, right? Or omni, or whatever. You today. Omni. So, how do you stay motivated? Because I know I do my art here and there, and I haven't done it in a while because I haven't had any true motivation. How do you keep going through?
I am a tiny bit of a psychopath where I exist better with structure, so I create a lot of to-do lists, agenda, and I have to organize and plan out my days. So I allow flexibility because you do need time to get inspired and you do need downtime from creating art, but it's something at this point that it's weird if I go a day and I don't at least doodle or something. So I think it's important to prioritize and really work on time management. That helps me a lot. By nature, I'm a procrastinator, but because I know that, as soon as I get a deadline, I'll start a project right away. Because for me personally, it makes me feel less anxious and it gives me wiggle room to take my time closer to the deadline if I want to perfect anything. That's also a habit that I learned in college because if I leave something to the last minute, it's not going to fucking get done. And if it gets done, it's going to be and I'm not going to be happy with it. That's something that's helpful to me. Just constantly creating stuff, because it is a discipline. If you're a professional artist and that's how you make your money, it's all about discipline, because no one is going to tell you to do it. You have to take it upon yourself. And if you're not a self-starter, it's definitely not a professional endeavor that you should pursue. But it is also very beneficial to create art, just to have an outlet, to have a way to escape, to have a way to channel your creative energy into something productive and positive and healthy. So you don't have to be Picasso, you don't have to be a professional artist to gain something from creating art. So
I know, I wish more people just doodled.
Yeah, that's all you have to do. Like, because a lot of people, they feel intimidated. See, like, all these super talented people on Instagram or Pinterest or Google or whatever, and they get intimidated because they're like, oh, I'll never be that good. But art, you do have, like, a natural inclination towards it from birth, but it's a lot of fucking work, and it's a lot of time put into it. There's nobody out there who is a top-tier artist who hasn't put hours and hours and sacrifice into their work.
Right.
So the more you put in, the better you'll get at it.
I'm sorry that my house is very loud. People are very loud here. But yes, interjecting. Yes, you're right. The more hours you get, what is it, the 10,000 hour rule?
Yeah, 10,000 hours to master a skill. So.
Well, that's true, and you've put in at least that, so.
Yeah.
How about 20?
But there's always room to improve, and there's always room for growth, and even after.
Right, don't let that number intimidate you.
Yeah, because there's always ways to get better, and people the most skilled will tell you that they are still novices, because once you get something down, there's so much more to figure out, and then you move on to other mediums, and you're like, yeah, I want to pick up like felting or whittling, or I'm gonna start picking up an instrument or something like that. There are endless limits when it comes to having a creative outlet. So
that's the beauty of art.
Yeah, man.
Creativity, it's freedom, right? It's a source of freedom. So what 100%. Kind of pieces do you have? Can you share any pieces like this one?
I don't have anything with me, but if you go to my commission work, murals that I've done. At m.fiore tattoo. That is
m.fiore tattoo.
So
right there.
What?
Got it. I pinned it so people could see it. Got it. Okay. Oh, what's happening out there is my sister is talking to Verizon, so she's not happy. Okay.
What's the service?
I know the service. I mean, right? It's too much.
It's not doing me a service.
No service. Your service. Don't move, Shell. I tell you. I see you, Shell. I see you. Don't move. Okay. Deep quote, enlightenment experience to share.
So, coincidentally, since we're talking about origin stories and college and things of that nature, The quote that I'm going to share is from a poem called Desiderata. It was written by Max Ehrman, and I'm just going to share the end of it because it's pretty long, but it's beyond a wholesome discipline, be gentle with yourself. You're a child of the universe no less than the trees and stars. You have a right to be here. And whether or not it's clear to you, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should. Therefore, be at peace with God, whatever you conceive him to be, and whatever your labors and aspirations, in the noisy confusion of life, keep peace with your soul. With all its sham, drudgery, and broken dreams, it is still a beautiful world. Be cheerful. Strive to be happy. And yeah,
what was the last one? Be cheerful. What?
Be cheerful. Strive to be happy.
Strive to be happy. Hey, Tara. Tara says hi. Strive to be happy.
Yeah. So that was actually given when we finished one of our business classes at school. One of our professors gave us a little clipping of the whole poem as our like sign off, like congratulations on graduating kind of thing. And it resonated with me quite a bit because around that time, that's when I was experiencing a spiritual awakening, and it ties in a lot to me, a lot for me with being a creator and just trying to be kind. Like the world can fucking suck like a lot, and shit can be like pretty bad, but there are so many positive, awesome things that that exist, and that is ultimately what makes everything worth it. That there is sunshine after the rain, and there's a lot of awesome shit going on. So it's just talking about like being disciplined and having that drive and like always following your dreams, but then also being gentle with yourself and not trying to take stuff too seriously, and just doing right by others and being kind to others and accepting them for who they are or what they are, because nothing personal. Everyone exists within their own paradigm and their own perception of reality, so yours is totally different than everybody else's, but be as nice as you can, because you never know what the fuck is going on with other people.
Yeah, you'll never be inside of that other person. Like you'll never be inside that body.
Yeah.
So it can't be personal. It's physically impossible for something to be personal.
Yeah.
Everything is a projection. Like I'm literally just projecting onto you right now.
I might not even look like this.
To me, you look like this, but to someone else, through their eyes, you look like something else, right?
Yeah, exactly. Is the color red really red, or is red blue? That's like deep thoughts that I had as a child. I was like,
wow.
Like, how do I know your blue is my blue? What if your blue is green?
Well, a girl I know the other day said she's colorblind. I said, "What colors do you see?" She's like, and I'm like, why is my hair bugging you, Tara? Leave my hair alone. Is that better? She said this. You want to see my neck? Is that one? Tara. So I like that. That's cool. 3.14 pi, which is this shirt I keep referring to because you made this design and it's really fucking cool.
Thank you.
Pi is 3.14, which is your birthday, my mom's, my dad's, and Einstein's birthday as well, which is such the best day. Like I can't say it's better than mine, of course, but it is the best second day to me.
Pi Day.
Pi Day. What are some of you have obviously deep connections to that day.
Yeah, man. It's, has to do with relativity and how everything is connected to each other. The circle goes round and round. 3.14, blah, 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 blah. Can't tell you the rest because I don't understand numbers. But, yeah.
Nice. Argentina. Hey, Argentina. What's up?
So,
Sup? Bienvenido.
hope you're staying bueno in Argentina.
Sí, gracias.
Yeah.
So it's, relativity, right? It's the infinite number, right?
Mm-hmm.
Infinity.
Mm-hmm.
What? So people need to check your workout on your page.
Yeah.
So where can people buy your stuff?
People can either message me directly or go to my Etsy. My Etsy is Michaelle Fiore Art. But a lot of times I'll do reproductions or custom stuff if someone reach out to me directly,
Oops.
whether that be through my website or Instagram or Facebook. But I feel like people.
So Instagram first, probably.
Yeah, I live on Instagram because of my job, so.
I've seen some cool commissions you've done, and they're not too. I mean, you don't charge too much. I mean, for people if they were interested. So.
Yeah, I work with people. I understand.
Shut up, Tara. She said, "Nice extension cord." You know what? It's technical difficulties all night for us here.
Yeah, please. You don't even know, Tara. You didn't see. You weren't here for that.
Tara, you weren't even here earlier. We couldn't even connect for like 20 minutes.
This is like an ups and downs, smiles and frowns roller coaster of emotion. IG Live experience.
Yeah, this is July. Welcome to July, everyone. I know 2020 was canceled, but we still got to move through it. Shut up. You're going to catch him. Don't worry. So what can we close out with here? You're going to get back to the shop starting when?
Monday. I am booking appointments pretty much from July 6th onward. And yeah, I am at the shop Mondays through Fridays.
What do you have to wear? Do you have to wear a mask, a face shield, what kind of stuff?
I mean, there's a bunch of like COVID procedures that we're gonna have to practice. Luckily, we practice preventative cross-contamination measures normally anyway, but you know, people are gonna have to wash their hands and use hand sanitizer upon entering. People are going to have to wear a mask the entire time, a surgical mask, not a cloth mask. People can't have anyone with them in the waiting area. It's by appointment only. We're not accepting walk-ins. You have to leave a deposit creating an appointment. Yeah, lip tats are out. But basically anything within the mask we can't do. So that goes for piercings as well.
Wow.
No oral or nasal piercings or tattoos at this point in time. But yeah. And then, you know, we have to wipe everything down and be very, very thorough, more so than we already are when it comes to cleaning and stuff. But
so for your eyes, what do you do?
I mean, we have the actual like face
shield.
Like we have the option of using it. We could just use a we can just use a regular cloth mask, but we could use the face shields as well. Because sometimes you get like spray back with the ink and stuff. So
yeah, I would. If I were you, I would. Yeah. I mean, you already know that, but I mean, in that kind of a job, you can't risk it.
Yeah, we deal with blood, so
yeah. Well, good luck on your new journey with the COVID tattooing. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
But hey, you're gonna get you're gonna have people waiting for these things. So.
That's another thing. I was trying to tell people to get ahead of the game and leave deposits while we were in lockdown because, like, it's going to start to book up pretty fast. I know shops out in Long Island that are booked out until September already, and they opened like a couple weeks ago. So yeah, it's a coming. It's gonna be very interesting, but I'm very excited to be back at work. I miss tattooing, so I'm very happy and I'm very excited. So
That's cool. Be safe.
you too.
Thank you. And thank you for coming on my show. I'm sorry for this. You know, the universe, we got through it, but it was a little bit challenging today.
Of course.
And you know, we'll just, you know, I would like to have you on as a co-host, maybe to discuss more political things as a separate episode, you know. If you're into that, obviously. So,
I'm Charlie Brown.
what you say about Charlie Brown?
I'll do Charlie Brown.
Be safe. Everyone go follow Michelle on m.fiore tattoo and go to Beaver Tattoo in Queens to have her personally put one on your body. Thank you, Michelle. Love you. Have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. So thank you everyone for joining. Again, sorry for the technical difficulties. You know, whatever. Next week's guest, I don't know yet because I'm living on the edge these days. So thank you for joining the Stina Show. I hope everyone is safe, doing as much self-care as you need. I know I've been pretty stressed out lately from random various things, but try to do my breath work and meditation and exercise as much as you can. Thank you again. Have a good night, and I'll see you next week.